Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Charles on this world. Just wanted to tap in about the whole situation with T.I. and Godfrey. Godfrey, people are saying that Godfrey is and the rest of the comedians punked out when T.I. called. I don't think it was a matter of punking out. It's a matter of these guys. Most of the guys that were in that room when the whole situation went down with T.I. are pretty much in their 50s. I think Godfrey got to be in his 50s now. These are older men. T.I., I think, is in his late 30s, finna be 40, if so. He's a well-seasoned man himself, but these are older men. They've been doing comedy, and plus, they're comedians. These dudes aren't no street cats. These ain't no violent dudes. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'm on both of their sides, T.I. and Godfrey's side. I'm on Godfrey's side, and I'm on T.I.'s side. First of all, I'm on T.I.'s side because if you had, he was right. If he had a problem, with T.I. Did or whatever, Godfrey should have made it known then. But I don't think T.I. was checking Godfrey on the whole going after a headliner. T.I. was checking Godfrey because, and if you watch the other episode he did last week, where him and the other girl, the other comedian, the other girl was on there, and they were talking about T.I. They showed a clip where they were watching a little piece of his comedy, and Godfrey and the rest of the comedians that were on the panel that particular episode kind of clowned his set for that little 14 seconds that they saw. And I think T.I. was mad because he felt like, damn, y'all didn't even give me y'all didn't even watch the whole set. Y'all just got that little clip and judge me just off that, you know? But, so I understand what T.I. was upset when it comes to that. But when it comes now, I think that Godfrey was right because Godfrey wasn't trying to say that T.I. can't be a comedian, but he just said, like, have respect for our art. Like, this is how we eat. Like, you eating good where you at, and then you trying to come over here in our table, and then, and then this is what we do. Comedians roast each other, especially if they have like a bad set or they feel like, hey, that could have been a little bit tighter. He's only been in the comedy game, from what T.I. said, a month. You see what I'm saying? So he doesn't really have the chops yet. He's trying to find his footing if he's going to pursue this full time. And, comedians, they roast each other. Oh man, that was a bad set. Nigga, you really said that? Like, for instance, when Shucky Ducky, this is an old comedy rumor that happened back in the day. Shucky Ducky was a comedian that was on a 90s show. Young people, it was a show called Def Comedy Jam back in the 90s. And it was a comedian named Shucky Ducky. And he had a bad set. Well, when he got off the stage, Chris Rock was the host that particular night. And Chris Rock said, after he bombed, Shucky Ducky bombed, Chris Rock said after he went off, he said, Shucky Ducky needs some jokey jokes. You know what I'm saying? He was roasting him a little bit because he had a bad set. That's what comedians do. So I'm thinking if Chris Rock would have did that to T.I., T.I. probably would want to fight Chris Rock. Oh, no, you want to fight? You know what I'm saying? You going to say I got a bad set in front of all these people? And I think what it is, T.I. wants to bring the same rules of the streets, because you got to think the streets and hip hop go hand in hand. Most of the cats who rap are from the streets, like T.I. T.I. was a trap boy. He was a dope boy before he got in the rap game. Street dude. And the streets, from what I get, I'm not a street cat, but I got cousins and family that's in the streets, friends that I grew up with, got siblings that were in the streets. The street mentality, like what T.I. has, he still has that street mentality. The street mentality, and I think that's just in him. You can tell how he talked, the way he moved. That street is in T.I. The street mentality is, you can't let disrespect go unchecked, no matter who it is, what it is. He even said in a couple of his songs, I would not disrespect any disrespect. Because if you coming from the street, especially if you're a trap boy, you're a dope boy, if I let you punk me or try me, as they say in the hood, or they say in the South, if I let you try me and don't check it, then everybody gonna see you try me and me not checking it, and they're gonna be like, oh, this dude's sweet. He a lick. Oh, he's soft. He a nice ass dude. As they say out in LA, you nice ass nigga. he a nice dude. I can get over on this dude because look how he's sweet. He let this dude check him, and he didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. Oh, I can. So now the rumor throughout the whole streets is this dude is a pushover. You can push this dude over. You can rob him. You can, especially if you're selling dope. You gotta. Scarface said it best in Scarface. He said, my word, and my balls is all I have. He means he has to tell the truth. Can't be caught out there lying. And I gotta have balls. I can't let motherfuckers see I'm a weak person. I gotta be tough. I'm in a game where the wolves will eat me alive. You in the dope game. You in the underworld. So if anybody sees any weakness, you were easy lick. I was watching a documentary where they were talking about this cat who was a dope dealer. No, they used to rob dope dealers, right? And they said he used to rob this one dope dealer all the time to the point where he got tired of it and got a gun. But the reason why they kept robbing him because the dude had a really nice disposition. So they saw him as easy food. So going back to T.I. is a street dude. He was in the dope game. He trapped. He said it in dope documentaries and all that stuff. In the rap game too. The rap game has gotten so tough now and bad now, especially T.I., they say he's the king of trap rap. He invented trap rap. Even in the rap game, if cats see you soft, these other street rappers, trap rappers, they see you soft, they're going to start joning you. They're going to start clowning your music. You whack, you weird, you weirdo. And them going online and if a bunch of them see that you weak and you ain't going to check them, a bunch of other rappers going to start dissing your music, dissing you, saying you ain't that, you ain't this and that. Now, their word is going to travel throughout social media and people are going to eventually be turned off by it. They're going to say, oh yeah, he is weak, he is lame. So T.I. came at Godfrey as if his rep was being tested. His street cred was being tested. So he came at him with the aggression as if he was checking a dope boy who was trying him when he was on the street. He came at Godfrey as if he was checking a rapper, another fellow trap rapper like himself. But Godfrey's not that. He's an older dude, older man. He's a comedian. You can tell his disposition is not that of the streets. Godfrey is a thinker. Not saying T.I.'s not a thinker. T.I. is highly fucking intelligent, but he moves differently. He went to college, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He's an intellectual. He's more of a more subtle guy. Not saying Godfrey won't get in your behind, but he handles things differently than how a T.I. street cat would handle things. And to even add to that, street guys who see that a dude might be weak, they'll come at them a lot more aggressive than they would somebody that they know got the same street swag that they do. You understand what I'm saying? He's not going to come at I don't think T.I. would have came at I'm trying to think of a real gangster street cat. Who's that one? I think who's that one dude? What's that one cat? I forgot his name. I can't think of the homeboy name, but he's a New York rapper, young cat. He's been in and out of prison like a lot of times. Dark skinned, tall dude. Forgot his name. Got a real deep voice. Kind of sound like Buster. Yeah. I forgot his name. Anyway, T.I. probably wouldn't have came at him like that because he comes from the same street politics and street swagger that T.I. comes from. Strange street rules. Or maybe T.I. would have. T.I. also he's a small guy. I've seen T.I. in person a lot of times in LA. He's a small guy. And I remember one time, a long time ago, my dad told me, don't ever get into it too much with a little man, a small man, because they have a lot to prove and they're willing to die to prove it. You know what I'm saying? So if you test them, they'll come at you. And then, like, for instance, if you ever seen the movie Casino, the Nikki, that character that Joe Pesci played, they said, Rob De Niro says in the movie when it comes on, if you beat Nikki with fists, he come at you with a bat. If you beat him with a bat, he come at you with a knife. He come with a knife, he come back and he'll keep coming until one of you is dead. That's what little men do. You're not gonna try them. Little men have so much. That's why they said Christopher Columbus was so had so much courage. They said he was a little 4 feet something guy. They have to prove to the big men that they're as big as too. If I can't. I may be small in stature, but I'm very, very deadly. Don't get it twisted. And I think T.I. kind of has that. You know what I'm saying? He's a small dude, but don't try him. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, being that he's a street dudes read other men. They size up other men. Coming from T.I.'s background, T.I. comes from the background where men size each other up automatically. Well, I can whip his ass. I can beat him. I grew up with street dudes. They size, when another man that they don't know come around them, they immediately size him up. I can whip his ass. I can, if they can take him on. To a Godfrey, to a T.I., a Godfrey will be looked at as soft. He's well spoken. He's well cultured. He is, he is a very outgoing. Godfrey has a very outgoing demeanor, but very kind of, courteous, respectful. And a lot of times to a cat like T.I., that can be looked at as weakness. So he came on there with that aggression, knowing that Godfrey wasn't going to come at him with that same energy. You see what I'm saying? Because he read him. Like I said, T.I.'s a street guy. He sized him up. You see what I'm saying? And that's why when you are an educated, well-spoken person, you have to really know you gotta really know how to fight. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you. I remember I went to school with a dude, and this dude was well-spoken. He was an athletic cat, and he talked really like this. So a street dude would hear him talk and think, oh, this is a little soft-ass simp dude. Off that, sizing him up. That street nigga size other dude up. That's what they do. And I went to school with this dude, and the dude would talk like this, but he was athletic, played football, played basketball, but he talked like this. Yeah, man. And people thought that he was a pushover because of the way he talked. He talked like this and that. So chick dudes would try him. Street dudes would try this dude that we went to school with, and they would try him. And he would whoop they behind. And people couldn't understand that. Wow, because they thought the way he talked, because he talked properly, he couldn't fight. But whoever raised him, his dad and whoever raised him, taught him well, because he used to whoop dudes' ass. And people used to be shocked, like, whoa, he whooped, you know what I'm saying? Because homeboy could fight. He didn't even cuss. Homeboy didn't even cuss. I can exactly remember. He didn't even cuss. I remember he got into one fight. He told the one dude, "I'm gonna whoop your butt." Who says that? He didn't even cuss. And so that even made the little hooligans that went to my high school think that he was really soft. Homeboy didn't cuss either, and he talked proper. Oh, you sweet. Oh, you soft. I'm really gonna whoop your behind. And he would knock their behind out. And people was like, whoa, this, you know what I'm saying? But whoever raised him taught him how to fight. You understand what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is, not saying that Godfrey doesn't know how to fight. Even trying to say that was even the, you know what I'm saying, like the case, that they were going to go to blows one day. Godfrey's a 50-some-year-old man. His work, he's a comedian. He's smart. And Dante and the rest of those cats are older dudes. Now that one young cat that had the wild and out thing, I think he might have been he might have been the only young cat. And I don't know how old Ali Sadiq is, but Ali Sadiq looks pretty young. But the fact of the matter is, most of those cats that were in there are comedians. They're not street dudes. T.I. knew that. And he went in there with the aggression of, if he was checking a rapper, knowing that there wouldn't be any consequences coming back to him because he already done sized everybody up. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I think that T.I. was right, and I think Godfrey was right. I think the approach that T.I. used, that was uncalled for. Fuck, motherfucker, and motherfucker. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got, dude, like, you don't, this is not the Source Awards. You ain't got to come at these older grown men like that. You could talk to them and get what you got to say across without, what the fuck, who? I don't give a fuck. You ain't got to do all that. But T.I.'s a street dude. He's trying to change. And I can see in T.I. as he gets older, he's maturing. But, and then he has, if he's going to continue to be in this comedy game, he's going to have to kind of humble himself. Because I was reading in some of the comments, people were saying T.I. is way too sensitive for this comedy stuff. What is he going to do once he comes across it? Because he's only been doing it for 4 weeks. It was all the news that T.I. is doing comedy now. He's only been doing it for 4 weeks. And So we don't even know whether he's going to even continue to keep doing this, whether this is just something he's trying out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how long he's going to be doing this. He's only been doing it for like 4 weeks. And I don't think he understands the etiquette of comedy. What is he going to do if he comes across a heckler? He going to go down and try to fight the heckler? He going to get his entourage and try to, and he comes across another heckler in the audience. Boo, and then I think right now, like I was saying, going back to what I was saying, he's only been doing it for 4 weeks. So people are just in awe that, oh, look at legendary hip hop, it's T.I. on stage, y'all. Look at T.I. So people are just in awe that that's T.I. on stage. So anything he say, they're gonna be like, they're just so enamored that this is a huge hip hop icon in front of them that they're just gonna be like, oh my God. So somebody was saying in the comments that once that shininess of him being the superstar, as he says, wears off, and they keep seeing him on the comedy circuit, all right, this T.I., okay, tell us some jokes. Like, now we want to see if you're funny, homie. Like, we know you've been doing it for 1.5 years, 2 years. The shininess of you being T.I. and the hip hop icon is worn off. We've seen you in the comedy clubs. Now, are you funny? And if he goes on stage one day with material and he bombs, and there's somebody in the audience, people be drunk, and they say, boo, T.I., boo. What are you going to do? Go down, he going to try to fight him? He going to fight the audience? You can't do that. Now you got a lawsuit because you are a rich superstar. Now you got a lawsuit. And then somebody else boos. Somebody boo you in, you bomb in North Carolina at the Funny Bone or whatever, or wherever the comedy club is, and you whoop that dude ass who booed you and who heckled you. Now you go over to Seattle at the Laugh Chest, some other comedy club, whatever. Somebody else, boo, T.I., boo. You're gonna go in and fight him. Like, you can't bring the streets into comedy. You know what I'm saying? You have to know how to, but who knows? It's too early to tell. He's only been doing it for a month. This may just be something he's trying out, and he'll go back to doing hip hop music. You know what I'm saying? He'll go back to acting or whatever. Or maybe he has a role. Maybe he has a role where he has to play a comedian. He talked about how he turned down $100,000 so he can do that for free. He's telling us that he could been offered a contract or something from an agent, or not a contract, but offered an opportunity. Hey, T.I., they getting ready to do the Red Fox story, and I think you'll be perfect for it. And the director is who's that guy? I forgot his name. Empire. I forgot his damn name. Lee Daniels is the director, and they willing to offer you $5 million to take on the role. It's going to be a feature film. It's going to be produced by Sony Pictures, and Lee Daniels is producing and directing it, and they willing to give you $5 million for it. If you can capture Red Fox on point. So he may have, I'm just saying, he may have been saying, let me go down $5 million. So I'll put off that 100,000 if I can practice on this comedy shit and get as good as comedy as possible, so I can go in and audition for the role at Red Fox and nail it and get that $5 million. So it could have been that. You got to remember, man, T.I. hustler. He is a hustler. So he's saying that he turned down 100,000, but I was like, it's something to that, because he don't turn down. T.I.'s a hustler. No matter how much money he got that hustle in him. He got his company's called Grand Hustle. So he's a bona fide hustler. So it could have been something else. Like, he's probably going for a role where he's going to be a starring role, big film, and they offer him $5 million. So I'll turn down 100,000 if I'm gonna get $5 million in the back end. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a fan of T.I. and I'm a fan of Godfrey. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I really do admire about T.I.? His courage. I wish I had that kind of courage. T.I. has the courage. I've always said this about T.I. T.I. has the courage I wish I had. For him to be so small in stature, he has the heart of a lion. And but I think that he's moving into, if he's really going to take this comedy thing seriously, he's moving into if he's going to really be doing this thing and putting music and movies on hold, and I'm going to focus on this comedy thing for a while because I enjoy doing it. I want to see how far I can take it. He's going to have to move a little different. You can't be that aggressive in the hip hop game and in the streets, which is T.I. been privy to both of them, the streets, and he's been years in the streets and years in the hip hop game. You gotta be like that. Hip hop game is built on bravado and not letting nobody disrespect you and machoism and, you know, sticking your chest out. You ever go to, I've been, you know, I work in the industry. You ever go to, I've been to a hip hop party where it's mostly rappers. Everybody, it's not fun. Everybody too cool to dance. Everybody got on sunglasses. Everybody think they're in their own little music video. Everybody's all like, "No, I can't talk to that nigga. I don't know the new." It's just the most unfun thing because everybody is so swagged out, and I can't be bothered, and I'm too cool for the room. Ain't nobody dancing. Everybody just, you know, everybody got their little sections and flashing their money. It's like, this ain't fun. Ain't nobody, hey, let's get wild. I like to have fun if I go to a club. That's why I like to go to blue collar clubs where people who work regular jobs go to, because they turn up. People, rappers and industry parties, everybody's trying to find opportunity. Everybody's too cool. Everybody's too, I don't want to mess up my Gucci pants I spent $5,000 on. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody too swagged out. It's like, this ain't, and then the girls there are looking for who they ain't gonna even, if you don't even look like you're part of anybody's entourage, they ain't gonna look at you. So it's no fun. You know, the drinks are $40 for a shot of, you know, rum. So it's like, yeah, hip hop industry parties are horrible. But you go there, you'll see everybody's got their chest out. Anybody finna try me? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's swagged out. Everybody too cool for the room. You know, and that's where T.I. comes from. He comes from that background. But what I'm really am proud of in closing this video is that I'm glad that they were able to sit down as black men, even though it got heated. And I don't think Godfrey punked out. And I really don't think T.I. really tried him, but he kind of did. But because that's the streets. He tested him a little bit. But Godfrey, I like the way he handled it. He didn't. People were saying, "Godfrey, you a punk." That's people that were saying that are street cats like T.I. People that were saying that in the comments are street dudes. Street dudes don't want to let they see everything. If a dude yelling at them as that's a L. You took a L. You let that nigga try you. You know what I'm saying? You a punk. When I read comments that people were saying those in the comments, I realized, okay, that whoever wrote that, that's a street cat because he don't realize what's going on. A mature man of the world, a man of the people, you have to handle the situation diplomatically. You have to. If you see somebody coming at you aggressively, because what's going to happen if Godfrey would have got aggressive with him, then T.I. would have got aggressive. And now you got to watch your back. Now you're going to have to fight him. And all, this is just, now your money messed up because you can't go to Atlanta because now he's going to be coming to your club, want to fight you in the parking lot. Like, Godfrey got stuff he trying to do. He's 50 years old. I ain't got time to be trying to fight with T.I. in the streets over some bullshit, over a genre that he probably not even going to be in long. He may just be trying this out and maybe move on to something else. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching this, man. My phone going to go dead. I'm going to holler at y'all later.